but they were not played as in terms of folklore or in any sense reflecting the Jewish heritage. Working on the Sid Caesar show, your show of shows, and then after that it was called Caesar's Hour, was the best training school I ever had. I mean, that was worth 4 years of college, which I didn't go to. There were the 7 of us, the writers, in the room with Sid Caesar and Carl Reiner and Howard Morris. So there were at least 10 or 12 people in the room writing at the same time. So I always felt like it was a cocktail party without the cocktails. And every one of them, I think, in their own particular way, was brilliantly funny.
Regarding transportation in this proposed new setup, we will have 93,000 miles of railroad rolling stock, 87 truck lines, and 48 air transports.
Erickson! Yes, sir. I do believe you ordered the chopped liver. There you are, chopped liver. Who's got the lettuce and tomato? There's another lettuce and tomato right here. Pass it down. Lettuce and tomato. Right here. Ham and cheese. Who has the ham and cheese? Right here. Who has the roast beef?
Roast beef here, sir.
Right over here. Who has the quadrillion sandwich here? Who ordered this? Ham hock sandwich.
It's my ham hock, sir.
There you are. We'll continue with the meeting, shall we?
Gilda, gentlemen, I have been sitting here listening to all of this discussion this noontime, and truly, gentlemen, I really can't believe my ears. Being as large an organization as we are, and supposed to have such vast business experience, truly...
Wait. Just a second.
Yes, Mr. Jackson?
Where's my sandwich? Everybody got 2 sandwiches there? You don't have 2 sandwiches?
Oh, I only have 1.
You don't have 2 sandwiches? My sandwich. Miss Devonshire!
Yes, sir?
Where in the wide world is my bacon and raisin sandwich?
All the food that came.
You call that luncheonette and tell them I want it up here immediately. I'm starving.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue with the meeting.
Now, gentlemen, as I was saying, as large a corporation as we are, and supposed to have such wide business experience, we seem to have forgotten one most important factor. What is this organization with which some of us are so rashly wanting to amalgamate so quickly without any further...
Preposterous! Simply preposterous! Order 9 sandwiches and you only get 8. Let's continue with the meeting, shall we?
Once again, gentlemen, let me say that I am not unprepared at this juncture for a few these things. Now, gentlemen, listen. My staff for some 5 years has gone into the account of comparative actions of this idea, and I say that we must risk it. In England, we have got to go through it. Remember, our entire corporation was just we can't
that entire pickle?
Why, yes, sir. I'm not able to eat a sandwich without engulfing an entire pickle, sir.
Carry on.
Gentlemen, as I was saying, risk. We speak of risk, however. Let me tell you, this is calculated risk. And we the ups and downs of the business market. Gentlemen, this is something we must.
I think we only had one non-Jew on the show among the writers. Let me see. We had Tony Webster, wonderful writer, and as funny as any of the Jews. But it was a Jew-oriented show, a Jewish-oriented show. Max Liebman was the producer. Sid Caesar with the major sub. Imogene Coca was not Jewish, but mainly all the writers were Jewish. Danny Doc Simon and Lucille Callan, Mel Tolkien, Mel Brooks, and myself and Sid being the actors, and Howie Morris, another actor. And it's funny because I never forget Mel Tolkien. He was the head writer, and we'd be goofing off sometime or couldn't get something. And he's, gentlemen, we've got to get something done. Mel had a Russian accent. He came over at 12 for Canada. And he's, men, gentlemen, we have to get something done. Jews all over America will be watching Saturday night. And we assumed that only Jews watched this. Of course, it wasn't so. We were very aware that we were Jewish, and we wanted to make sure that America understood our humor.
Lenny Bruce, and I'm sure you've heard that from everybody you've spoken to practically. He was the most incredible performer on the stage, Jewish, of course. He just called things as they were and spoke truth. And you went there and you walked out going, that's right, in between laughing. Yeah, that's right. And I just was at a very critical stage in my career where people were starting to say to me, you shouldn't say that, and you shouldn't be talking about that. And I went to see him, and he was talking about the most outrageous things, and I said to myself, that's right. I should be talking about what I'm talking about. And so for the rest of my life, I just worshipped him. And when I hit on the Carson show, he sent me a telegram saying, I told you so, which I have framed upstairs.
All alone, like a near-sighted dog wears the bone. Ah, but it's better to be all alone. No more taking out the garbage, hear her yakking on the phone. I gave her everything, even my mother's ring. But to me, she was so petty. Sometimes I wish that she were dead. But it'll probably take her 2 hours to get ready. When she's old, then she's going to be sorry. That's it. Like, she's young and swinging now, and she can get a lot of guys, but when she's old, I can see her about 20 years from now. How you doing, Annie? I haven't seen you in a long time. You look pretty good, baby. You're still washing your hair with Dutch cleanser, I see. Yeah, you look good. You gained a few pounds. What happened to your neck? I heard you got married a few times, huh? Me, no, I've always stayed single. I've been investing in property. I picked up a little place in Mexico. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Acapulco. I don't know. Where are you living? A furnished room? That's nice. You cook on the radiator, the paper drapes. Sit in the lobby and watch television and all, you know. That's cool, yeah. Yeah, that's cool. You have the Diners Club. You're sorry for you go first class in those joints. I know that. Yeah, that's it. Her future spells a murky gloom. I'll be rich and famous, and she'll be living in a furnished room, but it's going to be too late. I won't hear a moan. I'll be living in my Nob Hill mansion, rich and all alone. All alone. All alone. I'll be rich, but so all alone.
Quite clear that Lenny Bruce and his school, he's not the only one, by the way, but his school really make a tremendous impact on the general humor scene, and they're the ones who really, in a sense, universalize Jewish humor into this urbane and urban wit. And by the 1960s, we're expecting comedians not to tell jokes any longer. We're expecting comedians to reveal the deepest recesses of their psyche, whether you want to hear about it or not.
My routines come out of total unhappiness. My routines come out of things that are upsetting me, things that are annoying me, that if I verbalize them and get everybody to laugh, then it's okay. My audiences are my group therapy, because if I just talk about something that's really upsetting me and they laugh, then it's not so bad. So all my routines come out of unhappiness. When my husband had his heart attack, and I could talk about it rationally, I began to make jokes, and I would come out because the audience had known about it, and they were worried, you know, they know you've been through a lot, and here you are back on stage. And I would come out and say, Edgar had a heart attack, and it was just terrible, terrible. I'm feeling so guilty because I gave it to him. It's my fault. We were making love, and I took the paper bag off my head. And that was a big joke, and that calmed the audience down. And then when my husband died, is that all right? Then when my husband committed suicide, I had to come out and talk to them about it because they knew about it. And so what I said was, my husband was very smart. He asked to be cremated and have his ashes scattered in Neiman Marcus, because then he knew I would visit him every day. And that got the audience relaxed. What's happening to so many Jews, second generation, third generation, is we're losing all that wonderful, those idioms. Vaizuzu, Shlemir, Schlep, and so a shik's, a shake, it's all these little things. And so when I'm with a Jewish audience, I try to remember all the words that still come back to me and use them because I don't want to lose them.
Yeah. You use this, you wouldn't use this in your normal routines for a wider audience? Or?
No, you try to say to an audience, I was schlepping along, and they go, schlepping? Qu'est-ce que c'est schlepping? So I don't use it with my other audiences.
I have made it a point in my work, in my monologue, to talk about the Jewish experience. It is the honeymoon for, well, I mean, we're, as a culture, as a people, we are doing better than ever before, considering we started from the dumps, I might say, in my lifetime still. It's why it pains me when I had a young lady on my staff, and she never heard of the Holocaust till she saw it on NBC, you know, a series. This is, to me, heartbreaking. Not because that we should keep living this horror every day, but that people should know what happened. It's terribly important. But just like Richard Pryor, whose work I respect enormously, talks about the black experience. He doesn't say, this is the black... He talks about himself as a black man, and I talk about myself often as a Jewish man. My formative adult experiences very much lie in my undergraduate experience at a small, very fine liberal arts college in Western New York called Alfred University, where I was the victim of anti-Semitism, 1958 to 62, discriminating fraternities, fistfights, insults. And I played Shylock in The Merchant of Venice, a no small act of courage. I wrote a routine about that. It's actually true. I mean, obviously the thing is a fantasy, a nightmare, but I go, "Hath not a Jew eyes?" and had this palsy shake, because I was only 19, and I had to see all, "Hath not a Jew hands, organs, senses, dimensions, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt by the same weapons, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is?" And they went, "No! Jew, boy, Jew!" And they stormed the stage with dogs and everything. They ran all over the campus. And I finally got shelter in the ethics professor's house after questioning, you know. The idea is that I like being visible that way. It's not popular in a strange way. It's not that it's anti-Semitism. Israel has become uncool in a way. The two are not absolutely synonymous, Israel and being a Jew, but they should be close. If you're a real card carrier, you should care about Israel. And that honeymoon is over, you know, when 50s and 60s and everything is being scrutinized and all the rest. But I always dream that the perfect pinnacle of a career like mine, of comedy, often with some good sense to it and some depth, always trying to be funny. I'm not lecturing, you know. That if I could go to Utah and be myself and not pretend to be someone from Utah and be Robert Klein, urban Jew, if you wish, and be myself and present my show, that would be great.
Jews feel guilty about just about everything. Everything, it's like Jews are ready to take on themselves. It's like, you know, it's like if it starts raining out, your parents will go, "See, it's raining. You happy? You happy? You see you made it rain? You happy now, huh? Huh? It's raining now." It's like, "Oh, look at it. It's December 3rd. Oh, you see that? You happy? You happy? You made it December 3rd. You did that. You made the day change." It's like, "Oh, look, it's noisy outside. You happy? You happy about that? You happy how you made it noisy outside? You see, that's your problem." And did you notice what happened during the French Revolution? You happy about that? I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you you couldn't be happy. You couldn't just leave well enough alone. You have to cause a French Revolution. You have to start that. So it's just drilled into Jews from the minute you're a kid. It's like just everything's like the Civil War. Oh, there, good. You caused the Civil War. Good. You happy that Lincoln's dead? You happy? You couldn't be happy letting Abraham Lincoln live. You had to shoot him. You were responsible for that. You were the one who sold them the gun to kill Abraham Lincoln. You happy about that? I hope you're satisfied, young man, because you caused that. You're the one. Dinosaurs. The dinosaurs no longer live. They lived here for millions of years. One day, the dinosaurs died. Who's responsible? You. You're responsible. And why? Why? Because you have to cause trouble. You have to.
Is this independent to be on the tape?
Is that a little...
That's a cantorial piece of business.
Were you a cantor?
I was a cantor too, yeah.
You got a good voice?
I have a pretty good voice.
Yeah?
I wouldn't have been a brilliant cantor, but I could have made a living at it.
Remember any songs?
I remember the whole davening, the whole prayer book of all the prayers you say on all the holidays, because it's part of my blood, of my training, of my whole life. It's like a kid singing rock and roll songs. You'll probably never forget it. I was a champion runner, and I learned how to run when I was 2. As soon as I saw a Gentile, I knew how to run like anything. Gentiles didn't know I even lived in the neighborhood. They could never find me. And the truth of the matter is that things were so rough that the only thing you could do was sit around trying to find some escapes through humor, and we were always telling each other jokes. And I was a shy kid, but even though I was a shy kid, I was always sort of the class comedian.
I really want to wish myself the very best of luck. May God bless me and keep me. Because by myself, I'll never make a living. I should only have whatever I want. And whatever you want, I should also have. That's in case you want things that I never heard of. I don't want to leave myself out of the finest things of life. No, in all sincerity, I want to wish you whatever you wish me. I'll tell you the truth, I would wish you the best of luck, but the fact is that I don't know you. And I don't know what to wish you. I'm afraid to wish you luck because for all I know, you might be planning to kill me.
I was constantly told, don't be too Jewish, not by Ed Sullivan or any of the people that I worked for on television. I was told this by friends and agents who said to me that I'm limiting myself because I would be a much bigger hit if I wasn't so Jewish. That I constantly heard in the business all the time from the very biggest people.
From Jews?
Only from Jews. Gentiles never felt that I was too Jewish. I never heard from one Gentile in my life, or even indirectly, even through any other source, in any circular way. I never heard from any way, any place, from any Gentile that I was too Jewish. Gentiles would always laugh their heads off at me, and there was always a Jew standing next to me. Why are you so Jewish? It's not so necessary to sound so Jewish. Jews have a persecution complex that makes them paranoid about the fear of anything sounding Jewish. Jews think that anything Jewish has no class, anything Jewish is unacceptable, anything Jewish will make you a victim, because they assume by nature that if it's French, it's continental. If it's Italian, it's elegance. It's European. There's a style to it. There's a European significance to it. That they romanticize anything from any other country. But as soon as they hear a Jewish accent, they get nauseous.
You see, food is not a very important factor to a Gentile. It's not an amazing difference to them. They don't care. It's emotional experience. It doesn't mean nothing to them. They eat it, they don't, they got it, they didn't. It's not important. They wait for the meal to come. They can fall asleep. If it showed up, they don't remember. It's not important. They can't get emotionally involved in food. You understand this? They eat, let's say, scrambled eggs with French fries. They order it, it comes or not, they don't remember. You ever see a Jew order scrambled eggs and French fries? It's an emotional experience. It's a major problem. Listen, I don't want the eggs over light. I don't want it too light. I won't want it too heavy. I don't want it low. I don't want it high. I don't want it very scrambled. I want it slightly scrambled. But I don't want it too soft. I want it a little hard. I don't want it too hard. And I don't want a lot of eggs. I want a little. And I don't want it on the same plate. I want it on another plate. Then I want the French fries. I don't want them well done. I don't want them medium. And I want it on another plate. Then I want the coffee. I don't want the coffee high. I don't want it too hot. And I want it hot. I don't want it too hot. I want it pretty hot. Then I want the toast. I don't want it well. I don't want it medium. I like it in between well. And then I want butter. I don't want the butter on this side. I want it on that side. And I want it in another plate. Then I want the cream cheese. I don't want the cream cheese near the butter. I want it next to the butter. And I don't want a lot of cream cheese. I want a little cream cheese, and I don't want it hard. I want it soft, and I want it on another plate. Then I want another chair, and I want another table. I want another glass. I want 2 more chairs. I want 2 more napkins. I want another floor. I want another building.
Lou Goldman, how's it look out there?
What? What? How does it look out there? What's so hard? I'm indoors, I'm wearing a sweater. What do you think, it's hot out? Use your head. Bob, didn't you go out today? What were you doing all day? Watching the baby?